Glory to the Most High. Salute. Individuals cashed out at Chase Bank today, given the fact that Chase may have had a glitch. Now, what most individuals don't realize is that being an account holder, Chase have all your information. Literally, social security number and everything, previous address, everything. Like I said, individuals may have thought that they hit a lick. However, Chase Bank is going to eventually track you down and get all their money back. And for those who think that they got away or going to get away, they won't be able to get a banking account probably until they pay their money back. You see, there's a credit file just for banking systems to see if you owe money, if you overdraft, if you manage to keep your account in good standings. There's bank accounts that's just literally that keep up with those standards. So many people gonna find themselves without a checking account. And those who have direct deposit from their job gonna find that their job, the money gonna get swiped away. So at the end of the day, people thinking that they be beating the system, but you're not beating the system because the system have all your personal information. They can retrieve their funds at any given time. They can work with the feds and work with the IRS on taking your taxes for those who receive income taxes. They can literally do that. So people don't understand the dynamics of when they think they're hitting a lick. It's not a lick. It's almost like when people tell you, get your credit score up so you can get a loan. But they don't tell you that you got to pay that loan back. They don't tell you that when you get that money, you might your business thoughts might not work and you still owe that money. So at the end of the day, it ain't no such thing as beating Chase in this situation. Yeah, people who have bank accounts with Chase who was stupid enough to go to the ATM machine and withdraw more than what they had in their account, they will have to pay that shit back. And they will not be able to get another banking account until they pay it back. And like I said, it's no such thing as beating them because at the end of the day, that's stealing. And that's a crime. And they literally can work with the feds, literally, to get your income tax tied up and take your income tax for the next somewhat years until you literally pay them back. Or they could work with the feds and your job, your employer, and garnish your check, your paycheck every week or every 2 weeks until you pay them back. So I hope people stop the get rich trying schemes and the information is tied to that scheme. I mean, it's just really a dumb criminal. Then individuals get all over social media and they act like as if they came up. You got to make it make sense. You got to make it make sense. I'm not knocking nobody to hustle for trying to come up. But when your information is tied to a situation, that's not no come up. Especially the youngins. Those who young, 20, 21, 22, don't realize when it's time to go buy a house, if they don't own one, that shit gonna show up. They don't realize when it's time to go buy a car, that shit gonna show up. They don't realize that other banks not gonna allow them to bank with them because they're gonna it's like fraud. It's a crime. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all banks are tied to a banking system credit score, where they look to see if you maintain your banking account or if you did any kind of fraudulent activity with your bank account. So at the end of the day, people gotta wake up and realize they're not getting over on Chase. Dad got 500,000, had to argue with the bank. It wasn't his. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like people, whatever happened today, people feel like they came up. But at the end of the day, if you go by, you still got to validate where you got money from in certain purchases type situations. So the only thing you really could spend that money on is shopping. Is really literally blowing that money because you still have to show people, like if you want to go buy a house and you can't pay cash for it, you still have to show the bank that you're dealing with for that loan that you can afford that mortgage, that you got employment history. So, I mean, people don't realize how the system is all connected. Like I said, that little thing called AI, it connect all the dots. Connect all the dots. They can go back and tell you way back when you first started credit, what your first purchase was, to your adulthood, on if you did right or not. They can go back and do all those things. So people got to stop thinking that they're getting over on the system, because the system, you can't beat the system. Like I said, the system memory card is so big, it holds so much information, the human brain can't fathom on beating AI at all. So at the end of the day, trust me, a lot of people gonna mess their credit up, a lot of people gonna mess their banking history up, and a lot of people gonna be jacked up. It's just like the PPE loans. When people was getting them PPE loans, lying saying they had businesses and things like that, and the first thing what happened when Joe Biden got in office, he put a team together to go get those who did fraud, those who couldn't prove they had a business, and some of them got arrested, and some of them they made and make and pay the money back. So at the end of the day, it's the same thing, because at the end of the day, your information is tied to that. When people got those PPP loans, they still had to put their social security number on the application, so they know exactly who you was when you received those funds and everything. So this is the same thing. When you slide your Chase banking card into any ATM machine, they know it's you. So at the end of the day, they know how much you got. They know how much money you took. How much, they know the whole perimeter of what transpired. So when the situation fathom and die down, don't be surprised 9 months from now, 2 years from now, where you think that you didn't got away, you get a phone call saying, "Hey, you owe us some money. You owe us some money, and we're gonna take your income tax for the next 6-7 years until you pay us back." Or, "Hey, you owe us some money, and we're gonna reach out to your employer to garnish your check, so you can pay us back." And then it always happened at a time where you mostly, like, you didn't the money that you didn't, the little scamming money that you didn't got, it always burn out. And when you back to your normal life where you don't have that money no more, because a person that don't know how to maintain, when you don't have that money no more, and you're back in your normality of life, and things is kind of tough financially, that's when they come. You might need your next check to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, and they'll just garnish it and just take it, and you'll be like, "Man, what happened?" And then you'll find out that, hey, this was from 2 years ago, this was from 3 years ago. They finally found you, and they finally decided that they was gonna pursue and get their money back, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Why? Because your information is tied to that scam that you try to pull. I just want to say a shout out to everybody who rock with the channel, and salute to everybody, man. Don't get caught up into these internet quick get rich glitch scams. Always remember, if your information is tied to any situation, it's a strong probability that eventually that situation gonna come back on you.